At 50, I thought I'd already lived through all the wild turns life could throw at me. I'd known passion in my youth, endured heartbreak more times than I care to admit, and eventually found peace in the quiet rhythm of solitude. My world had become simple, reliable: morning coffee, work, the occasional call from an old friend, the sound of rain against the windows. Love had faded into something abstract, like a dream I used to believe in but no longer chased. It was a chapter one had closed with careful hands. Then Malik entered my life. He was 25. Calm. Observant. The kind of person who didn't demand space, yet somehow filled a room. He came into my world through a mutual friend, needed a temporary place to stay while transitioning between jobs. I had a spare room. It seemed harmless, logical. A short-term arrangement, no complications. I didn't expect him to change anything. In the beginning, we coexisted: polite greetings in the morning, the occasional shared meal. He kept to himself mostly, respectful, never intrusive. But there was a quiet attentiveness in him, the kind you don't notice until it starts making everything else seem louder. He noticed things as small things. A mug of tea left near my chair without explanation. Fresh groceries in the fridge that included my favorite yogurt. A fixed faucet that I had ignored for months. It was his thoughtfulness, not grand gestures, that caught me off guard. The way he simply noticed me. One afternoon, he brought home a rare blend of tea I used to drink years ago but hadn't mentioned in ages. "Thought you might enjoy this," he said, placing the tin on the counter like it was the most ordinary thing in the world. It wasn't just tea. It was memory. It was presence. I hadn't realized how long it had been since someone paid attention to me like that. Over time, the distance between us shrank. We started talking more. Long conversations in the kitchen while dinner simmered. Quiet evenings on the couch, fingers wrapped around warm mugs. He asked questions no one had in years. What songs remind you of being young? What scared you most growing up? What did you think life would look like by now? I answered slowly, carefully. And he listened like my words carried weight. Malik shared too, about trying to find his place in a world that seemed too loud, too fast. About feeling adrift in crowds, the pressure to appear unshaken. His honesty was raw, and in it I saw a reflection of myself, the parts I'd tucked away behind years of independence and lowered expectations. One night, a storm knocked the power out. We sat near candlelight, the flickering glow softening the silence. "Do you ever feel like you're chasing a future that keeps slipping further away?" he asked. I didn't hesitate. I just nodded. "You're not alone in that," I said quietly. That moment shifted something. I stopped seeing Malik as a guest in my home. He became something else. Something softer, less defined, but undeniably more. I started noticing how his laughter made the room feel warmer. The way he looked at me, not like a curiosity, but like someone worth discovering slowly. I told myself it was comfort, companionship, maybe a closeness born of proximity. But I knew better. One particularly hard day, I found myself curled in on myself, overwhelmed by the heaviness that sometimes still found me. I had withdrawn, hoping the moment would pass. But Malik didn't leave me alone with it. He sat beside me, close but not crowding. "You okay?" he asked gently. "I'm fine," I murmured, though I couldn't meet his eyes. He reached for my hand, warm, grounding. "You don't have to be," he said. "You deserve to be held. I see you." The words cracked something in me. He wasn't trying to fix me. He was just there. Present. Real. "This wasn't supposed to happen," I whispered. "I know," he said, his eyes steady on mine. "But I'm glad it did." There were no declarations. No dramatic, sweeping gestures. Just presence. Stillness. The slow unfolding of something neither of us had planned. We didn't rush it. We didn't label it. We just stayed close. Yes, the doubts came. The age difference. The assumptions others might make. The voice inside me that whispered it couldn't last. But every time I saw the way he looked at me, with softness, with certainty, that voice quieted. Eventually, he moved into his own place. Life shifted again, gently. But we didn't drift. He still came over. Still brought my favorite tea. Still asked about my day like the answer mattered. And I realized something. Love doesn't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it shows up in soft clothes, carrying groceries, fixing faucets, asking how you're holding up. Malik didn't just offer affection. He gave me something deeper. He reminded me of who I was beneath the layers of time, fear, and resignation. I hadn't expected a second chapter. But somehow Malik became one. Not with fireworks, but with patience. With presence. With love that asked for nothing more than space to grow. And I gave it gladly.